Hello, my name is Dalia Regadio, and today I'm going to be doing a presentation of my citizen science project, Stellar Sea Lions. Introduction. What citizen science project did you choose to work on through Zooniverse and why? I chose the project Stellar Watch. I chose this project because I thought it was something that could make the most impact since these seals are living creatures just like me. Also, I've never heard of the species stellar sea lion specifically, so it is also a chance that I sought to learn more about a new species of sea lions. To give you a little bit of background about the sea lions, they are named after a German naturalist named Georg Wilhelm Steller. He was the first European to set foot in Alaska during an expedition in the 1740s. He became the first European naturalist to describe a number of American plants and animals, including the stellar sea lions. Stellar sea lions are dimorphic species, meaning that adult males are significantly larger in size than the adult females. As you see in the photo over here, an adult male can weigh up to 2,400 pounds and up to 11 feet long. And in comparison, an adult female can grow 9 foot long, 800 pounds, and a little baby one can grow up to 140 to 500 pounds, 5 to 7 feet long. And in comparison, an adult male stellar sea lion is bigger than the Fiat 500. This photo shows you another comparison of a male sea lion and his little flock of female sea lions right here. Similar to lions, they have a harem breeding structure, meaning that there is one alpha territorial male in a group of females. Territorial adult males often engage in epic battles when their breeding territory is being challenged. This explains why their lifespan only ranges from their high teens, while the females can live up to almost in their late 20s. Females are considered adult within 4 years of age, while males are considered mature about 7 to 9 years of age. Here's another photo showing contrast of sizes from the adult male right here, the 4 adult females next to him, and all these little small pups. It's so cute. Alright, on to research. What research question is the project scientists trying to answer? So the stellar sea lion ranges throughout the North Pacific Ocean in the United States. They began a decline in their population in the 70s. This was due to mortality by humans. They were being poached and they were being hunted by their meat, their fur, and their blubber so they could make coats and keep them warm during the winter. Finally listed as endangered species in the 90s, and they are now currently protected under federal law, so it is illegal to poach and hunt them now. In 1977, the NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, recognized the species from the eastern and western stock. Eastern stock in the late 70s recovered the population within 30 years later, and in 2013 they were designated as recovered population. The western side, however, in contrast, did the exact opposite of that. Instead of an increase of the population, especially in this little red island right here, which is where the study is being conducted, there has been a decrease of a staggering 94% of a population of the stellar sea lions in the past 30 years. As it shows you in this chart, is just way low. And to further visualize 94%, here are two similar geographic areas, as you can see from the landmarks. This is the same river down here and the same two rock slides. In 1985, you can just see the dense population of the stellar sea lions along the coast of this western Aleutian Islands. And 31 years later, you can just see that there's almost nothing there. So it really puts 94% into perspective with this image. The question they're trying to answer is, why is the population of the stellar sea lion in the western Aleutian Islands continually decreasing, and what factors contribute to this decline? Research conducted. So Aleutian Islands are so remote and so inaccessible that researchers can only conduct field studies about once a year. And within the year that they're not there, They miss a lot of data that could potentially be helpful for their research. They survey the areas and determine any update to their populations and behaviors. A method that they found to get more data while they're not there is marking these sea lions, as you see right here. And the markings specifically tell you something. For example, this tilde right here that is on this pup means he was born in the Agatu Island, and he was a 26th pup that they marked. Greater than symbol over here would be born from the Ulac Island. This is the 32nd pup that they marked. And any marks with M or K are born in Russia. Tracking their lifespan through these control numbers lets them know more information about their population, such as their survivability, their patterns of foraging around the areas, or if the seals decide to move into different locations, then they could go ahead and track that. So methods, what are citizen scientists doing to help answer this question? So while researchers are not on site during the year, they set up cameras around specific sites that continually gather information and data. So to this day, they have 21 cameras in 6 specific sites. And every 10 to 15 minutes, they take photos of that area in daylight. They capture over 400,000 images. This is we, as citizen scientists, come to help. Stellar Watch allows us to sort through these images at the convenience of our own home. There's so many photos that they have to go through that is an important task for scientists to find the photos that are most important. Important photos are photos that have images of the seals with the control number on them. So explain what you completed as a part of your 3-hour contribution. Give specific examples. So on the website, I'm going to show you real quick. This is what it looks like. Stellar Watch, you can learn about the research, the team of people that are doing it, some results they have so far, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. A little bit of information about the stellar sea lions and frequently asked questions. But where I spent most of my time in is under Classify right here. It'll show you on the left side an image and pretty much go through hundreds of these. You have 3 options basically for the image. It's saying, yes, I could see a marked animal and I could legibly read the letters and the symbols. It says, yes, I see characters, but I can't read them. And then, no, I cannot see any marked sea lions, which is pretty much 90% of the answer. So, how you go about this is you could zoom to see the sea lions even more. Most of them are just lounging around. And I do not see any marking on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and put that and click done. And it'll automatically move on to the next photo. Another challenge that the researchers have is the quality of the photos. It's not the most ideal place. It's very foggy over there, and so like this image is not very helpful. So I'm going to click no on that one and click done. Sometimes shadows can look like marks, so it's very, very hard to identify one with good markings. So over here in the bottom corner, I believe that's the tilde squiggly line and the number 38. And I actually saw this guy a couple of times. So after going through images and images of just nothing and no marks, it gets really exciting to see one that has a mark on it. And here he is again. Squiggly sign 38. Alright, so based on your research, what do you think the results of the study will be? I believe that the results will give more light to the stellar sea lions and their lifespan. This project is going to continue for more years. Estimating how many animals survive in a population needs data collection for over 10 years, and to estimate the birth rate of one population of species needs data that needs to be collected for over 20 years. So explain how this project has expanded your ideas about the scientific process. Use information discussed in class. So we've learned about the scientific process back in the first couple of weeks in this class, and the 5 basic scientific method is observation, asking a question, form a hypothesis, make a prediction based on your hypothesis, and then test the prediction. And number 6 is reiterate. As you make your results, you adjust to new hypotheses and predictions until you get the data or the answer that you want. Researchers use each step of the process throughout this research and are still continuing to make new hypotheses and predictions based on the results they are getting from the data they collected, either through the images or by being on site. One thing that I can appreciate is the fact that learning about the 5 steps of scientific method and doing a quick experiment in class when I was back in elementary school is different from how it is applied to an experiment with this scope. For an example, I did a scientific experiment when I was in middle school, and it was a simple one where we tested to see if gravity was a thing. So we grabbed a ball and bounced it down to the ground and measured the height for each time the ball bounced as it decreases until it finally stopped. And we had to do it over again, and to explain that this is because of the gravitational pull. This was an easy experiment. It was just a ball and maybe a ruler in the act of bouncing the ball to the ground. As a grander scale, such as the stellar experiments, it involves much more time and effort and research than the simple experiment that I did. They go through sites with treacherous transportation, unfavorable weather, and environment that is presented in this little small remote area. There's also challenges as to mounting the camera that could last for years worth of data collecting. Some of the cameras are not recovered by the time they come back within a year due to typhoons and strong weathers and the waves just knocking them over. They also had challenges in scoping the area, where they would try to look at the aerial view of the area where the sea lions are at, and because of the fog, they couldn't see anything. So now they reverted to drones is one of the ideas that the researchers came up with, and it works a lot more efficiently. And of course, utilizing regular citizens as myself, as we can help through this project. And I'm proud to say that I was part of this project, and I know it still has about over 10 years to go. So I'm going to keep helping with sorting through the image, and we'll see what kind of information and data they collect from this study. So to close this presentation now, I just wanted to read a quote from George Wilhelm Steller about when he discovered these species. So he said, "These beasts are indeed terrible to look upon when alive. They far surpass the sea bear in strength and size, as well as in endurance of all different parts. They are hard to overcome and fight most viciously when concerned. They also give to the eyes and the mind the impression of a lion." This concludes my presentation about the stellar sea lion.